Hello and welcome to the second video in our Protecting Your Mind, Body and Energy Fields free training series. I am so pleased that you've joined us for this training course. It's just a beautiful culmination of our life's work to be able to share in this way, to guide others and to spread this technology, the news of this technology that we have as humans and how we can activate it and empower it. So this video is all about cleansing and empowering your body for the ultimate strength, the resilience and protection of the body's physical energy fields, of the biochemistry of the body, of the biophysiology of the body. So as a trained naturopath, I spend a lot of time advising people on the inner workings of the body and ultimately what to eat, what supplements to take. But the absolute core of this physical vessel, the absolute core of our immune system, the mechanisms that protect us from the invaders from the outside world. The core of that comes down to 4 systems that all relate to and interact with each other. So this is the digestive system, the detoxification system, the hormone system, and the immune system. These 4 systems in the body all work together in this interconnected way to create this strength and resilience. Now, there are lots and lots of different systems in the body, absolutely, that are all just as important. At the same time, these core 4 systems really work together in such a fundamental core way that they have a huge impact on the rest of the systems in the body. So I'm going to take us through these 4 systems and how they work together, and then how we can cleanse and empower these systems in order to create the strength and resilience that's going to protect us. And in these challenging times, in these incredible times on planet Earth, in these beautiful and blissful times on planet Earth, this is fundamentally what we are here to work on, to empower this physical vessel, as well as this beautiful mind and this incredible soul. So let's get into it. So first of all, the digestive system. The digestive system is like the first line of defense. And within that system, there are many defenses. So we have the healthy bacteria in our digestive system, which helps us to eliminate toxins, which helps us to break down food and digest our food, which helps to create hormones like serotonin. It's thought that serotonin, the happy hormone, which helps to regulate our mood, up to 90% of that is made in the gut. That is a phenomenal amount. So if we are not, if our gut is not clear, if it's not empowered, then potentially we're missing out on this mood enhancing hormone. So we want to make sure that our digestive system is really clear and that we're feeding it with foods to empower the bacteria, to help the friendly bacteria to grow and be abundant so we can digest our food and absorb all these amazing nutrients. There are also digestive enzymes which help us break our food down. We have bile from the gallbladder that helps us break our food down. And these all play really important roles in us absorbing those nutrients. So it's really, really important that we think about the foods that we put into our system to help create this very delicate balance. There are a couple of other really important things about the digestive system that I want to share with you. One is that there are a lot of immune cells in the gut. So if we're eating things that are going to activate the immune system, it's going to happen in the gut. Absolutely. It's like that first line of defense because they're there to mount an immune response to anything that shouldn't be in the gut. And the second thing that I want to say, which goes in line with the first thing, is that actually the gut lining is very sensitive. It's only 1 cell thick, and this is where the food is absorbed. So if we're eating foods that literally dissolve the protein barriers in between these gut cells, for example, zonulin, which is found in gluten, and other foods which will cause inflammation to the gut lining. If these protein bonds between the gut cells are dissolving, then what happens is these microscopic holes are formed in the gut lining, and undigested food enters into the bloodstream. And this is when we get an immune response. So the immune cells are activated. And this is how intolerances and allergies are created. So this is just how our body is taking care of us, and is really making sure that we are going to be safe. At the same time, if we're putting things into our body that isn't helping the situation, if we're eating a lot of gluten, or if we are eating an abundance of foods that are going to clog up the system, for example, then it might make the system more sluggish. So gluten is like the biggest thing, the most challenging thing for so many of us. But it's the first thing I'm going to talk about here. The importance of really tuning into gluten and looking at eliminating gluten, or at least reducing gluten, as a way of protecting your digestive system, because ultimately this is where the nutrients are absorbed into the system. And over time, our gut lining becomes damaged and it cannot absorb the nutrients, and at the same time we're not getting as many nutrients in the foods that we eat as we used to. So it's really important to address this point. And my anti-inflammatory diet, which I'm going to share with you, which is a protocol that I share only with my clients and my students that you are going to be gifted, this protocol has this as one of the main components of the anti-inflammatory diet. Now, this diet is tried and tested. I've tried it myself. I've healed from 2 autoimmune conditions that went into remission and never ever came back, one affecting my eyes and one affecting my digestive system. And I also use this method to balance my hormones and cleanse my liver and heal myself from burnout that I experienced 8 years ago. So gluten, I invite you to tune it into gluten and see if that's something that you can eliminate in order to create this integrity of the digestive system. So the second system I want to talk to you about is the liver, or the detoxification system. So the detoxification system is that system which helps us to eliminate toxins from the body. So the liver has 6 different pathways that deal with the different chemicals of the different toxins that come into the body, but also deal with the things that we make in our own body that also need to be broken down and detoxified. So hormones are one of those main aspects of our inner chemicals, the inner workings of the body that also need to be dealt with by the liver, need to be detoxified. So we also add neurotransmitters to this, not just, sex hormones, it's also neurotransmitters. So the liver needs an abundance of certain specific nutrients in order to perform its job properly. It needs different chemicals, different substrates in order to help these 6 pathways to break to break toxins down and to eliminate them from the body. So it's really important that from time to time we cleanse the liver, because the liver is going to be storing these old toxins that have been in our body for a long time that we haven't necessarily cleaned out with an anti-inflammatory or a liver cleansing diet. So we need to clear out the liver, and then we need to start bringing in this abundance of nutrients that are really going to help the liver to function optimally, so that we are always detoxifying. So we don't feel like I need to do a detox, like every few months. It's about always gently detoxifying. That's not to say that doing a big detox every once in a while isn't a good thing. It isn't. It's something that I do, but it's important to be detoxifying every day. And there are certain fruits and vegetables and herbs and spices that are in an anti-inflammatory diet that you're going to get on the protocol that's going to be cleansing your liver and empowering it, giving it those nutrient cofactors to empower your liver to detoxify. A third system I want to talk about is the hormone system. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about this because it's a vast, but what I want to say is that the balance of the hormones, which are the chemical messengers of the body, is very delicate. And when one hormone comes out of balance, the other hormones jump in because they're a family, and they jump in to try and compensate. And so our hormones can start to come out of balance as we are maybe over-exercising a particular hormone. So for example, stress. The stress response is the body produces cortisol and adrenaline to combat, to neutralize, to buffer stress. So if we're stressed a lot and these stress hormones are being produced a lot, it means that the other hormones in the system have to jump in to try and help out. And what can happen over time is that some of our other hormones, like our sex hormones, come out of balance. So for women, we might see our bleeds start to become a bit more irregular, a bit more painful. For men, we might start to notice our hair falling out a little bit more, or our prostate coming into out of balance a little bit. So there are lots of ways that this family of hormones all come together and can start to become unbalanced. And this is really important to take care of, because these chemical messengers, the hormones in our body, they help us with a variety of the most important functions in the body. So it's really important for us to balance our hormones. So again, this anti-inflammatory diet can really help to bring balance back into the system. This abundance of protein, for example, can help us, and healthy fats can help us to create new hormones in the body. And if we are reducing the amount of carbohydrates that we're eating, this is causing less inflammation in the body. It's causing less stress on the body, and our hormones again are able to be in a more state of balance. So the hormones are so important for us to think about. When the liver is not fully in balance, when the liver is out of balance because it has a large toxic load, there are a lot of toxins stored in the liver, and the liver can't break down hormones properly, this is also a way that the hormones can become out of balance. Particularly estrogen in women and men can become really out of balance, because estrogen needs certain nutrients to be able to break down properly. And estrogen also is impacted when the liver is really kind of clogged of toxins and not able to deal with the estrogen metabolism properly. Sometimes estrogen itself can be broken down into a harmful form for the body that's also involved in the disease process of cancers, for example. So this is something for us to really be very cautious about, is the toxic load on our liver, and making sure that that's really clear. One of the other things that we can do is eliminate any unnecessary toxins that are coming into the body that's going to cause an additional load. And this is also part of the anti-inflammatory protocol. So we need to make sure that any household chemicals, anything that's in the air that we're smelling, like those plug-in scent things, any additives, preservatives in food, anything we're putting on our skin, our cosmetics, that have got an abundance of chemicals in them and toxins that are not fully 100% natural, if we can eliminate all of those products, then we're immediately cutting out the amount of work the liver has to do, and ultimately we're allowing the hormones to have more of an opportunity to detoxify and balance. Also, it means that the immune system itself won't be mounting as strong a response all the time to all the stuff that we are putting into our body that's ultimately activating the immune system. And this is coming to the fourth system. The immune system itself is so fundamentally, as you've seen now, connected to each of these systems. And if the liver is overburdened and working overtime, it actually creates inflammation. It activates the immune system. The immune system has to be more busy to deal with all these toxins that are floating around in the system. Also, if the digestive system is overburdened, if we have the microscopic holes in the gut lining and food goes into the blood vessels, it's absorbed through the gut lining into the blood vessels, then again the immune system will become activated because it sees a whole lot of undigested food in the blood that shouldn't be there. So the anti-inflammatory diet is a way for us to come back to an unburdened, non-toxic, gentle way of nourishing the system whilst still making us feel satiated, full, and vibrant and excited about eating and about preparing food. An anti-inflammatory diet is not a boring diet. It's a very colorful diet. And I guarantee through exploring this diet, finding new recipes and new ways of doing things, you're actually going to have so much fun exploring, making new foods, exploring new ingredients, and just, having a good time being indoors with your family and playing with recipes. I guarantee children are going to love this. Get them involved. So the different aspects of the anti-inflammatory diet. First of all, we're going to regulate the amount of protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats that we eat, reducing right down to the minimum any refined carbohydrates like pasta, rice, bread, and increasing the amount of protein and healthy fat in the diet. So the refined carbohydrates clog up the system, and for many of us actually cause bloating in the system. So a lot of the sugars that are in these refined foods also feed the unhelpful bacteria in the body, and that can overgrow. Not just unhelpful bacteria, but you may have also heard of candida, which is a fungus. So if we have a lot of gas, that means there's a lot of unhelpful bacteria that's expelling this gas, that's overpopulating the gut. So by reducing these refined carbs, we're kind of starving this unhealthy bacteria and fungus with the food, the sugars that it needs in order to replicate. Also, eliminating these foods, it just makes the system more smoother, less sluggish. We have more energy. We can digest food really more easily. Now, if you love your carbs, don't worry, because there are so many substitutes. Sweet potatoes, for example. Love sweet potatoes. You can absolutely substitute your refined carbs for sweet potatoes. There are also so many different vegetables which have an abundance in carbohydrates, which will help you to feel more satiated. So courgette, cauliflower, carrots, root vegetables like turnips and Swedes, celeriac, all these foods have an abundance of carbohydrates, but just packed full with so many more nutrients that you'll want to try out instead. I absolutely love cauliflower and celeriac soup. I have a recipe on my blog. It's so delicious. So we're going to bring up the amount of protein that we eat and healthy fats. Now, both of these are needed for creating hormones. And really, our energy system needs an abundance of protein and healthy fat in order to function optimally. We're probably used to eating a lot of carbs and that fueling our metabolism, our energy system, and that's okay. But if we start to bring in more protein and fat, we can change the way that our metabolism actually works. We can optimize and make it more efficient. It takes time, but increasing the amount of protein and decreasing the amount of carbohydrates is going to help our body to start to learn how to metabolize protein and healthy fats. These proteins also help us to do all sorts of important things, from repairing DNA to building new tissue to supporting our brain health. And the same with healthy fats. We need these for our skin, our bones, our brain health, our nerve cell connectivity. So important. Do not be afraid of fats. We need these, and some of the most healthy fats are the most delicious. So extra virgin olive oil, all virgin olive oils, cold pressed oils are so abundant in nutrients, so abundant in calories, give you that energy throughout the day. Coconuts, coconut cream, coconut milk, coconut water, coconut butter, again, packed full of nutrients, antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. On my protocol, you're going to find so many more protein and protein and healthy fat sources. I know you're going to be excited to experiment with some of those. So the other important aspects of an anti-inflammatory diet is adding in more herbs, spices, and phytonutrients. So these are packed. So phytonutrients are found in any kind of plants and flowers, and herbs and spices, which are all often plants, flowers, and roots. These are packed full of incredible, life-giving, high vibrational, anti-inflammatory, immune boosting, digestion boosting, liver boosting nutrients that our body really needs. And you can get these through eating the foods whole, but also through tinctures. So tinctures are like a liquid form of some of these foods. They're like a medicine. You can also buy them in powders or in supplements. So there's so many ways that you can top up your nutrition. I work with some amazing companies that I don't work with on commission basis. I pass all of my commission on to my clients, and I work with these companies to bring to you the most incredible high vibe nutritional supplements. So one company that I work with is called BioCare. They are a UK-based nutraceutical organizations using the top natural ingredients and creating the most potent formulas for gut health, detoxification, for our immune system, and for our hormone balance. I guarantee you will find what you need if you call BioCare. They have an incredible clinical team that will speak to you and will assess your needs and direct you to a product that's going to suit you to top up your nutrition. So these nutrients from plants, herbs, and roots and other places are so important as part of an anti-inflammatory diet. So the other aspect of an anti-inflammatory diet is vitamins and minerals. And again, you will find these vitamins and minerals in the abundance of all of the different food states that I've spoken about, and also in supplements. Really important to have an abundance of vitamins and minerals coming in through food sources and supplement sources to make sure that our immune system is functioning, our body is functioning optimally and has all the nutrients that we need in order to have this strong, empowered, and protected body. Because we have these things out there called free radicals, and free radicals are like unstable molecules, and we can ingest these and we can also breathe them in, and these unstable molecules are coming from toxins and also organic material that's been damaged, maybe because of toxicity, maybe because of EMF, electromagnetic frequencies. And when these unstable chemicals or organic materials in the body, in our energy fields, then what they're trying to do, they're trying to scavenge and find other molecules to latch onto to stabilize. So the antioxidants that we ingest from fruits, vegetables, from the phytonutrients from the herbs and spices, the antioxidants in those foods basically help to stabilize the unstable free radicals that we ingest or that we breathe in. So with an abundance of antioxidants every day, we can just be really confident that it doesn't matter what kind of, toxic stuff that we're exposed to that we can't help. It does matter the toxic load that we can help. We have to really work hard to eliminate those, as I mentioned earlier. But in terms of the other stuff that's coming in the body that's sort of just going to happen just as a result, a lot of also bodily functions create unstable molecules also. It's just a normal thing. But we can be really confident with the abundance of antioxidants that we're ingesting through food and supplements that's just being dealt with. Because it's premature aging, for example, is a sign of this damage, this cell damage in the skin, for example, that's caused by these scavenging free radicals. It's just, one thing of the physicality of us that can degrade because of free radicals. So antioxidants are so super important. Fiber is also a really important aspect of an anti-inflammatory diet. Insoluble fiber And these fibers, many of these fibers feed the healthy bacteria in the gut. This is like food for them. So you can buy these as supplements, or you can eat an abundance of these fibers. There are amazing foods that we term prebiotic foods. These are abundant in these insoluble fibers. Foods like leeks and onions and apples. They provide this amazing fiber for the healthy bacteria in the gut to flourish and be abundant and proliferate all over the body, because it's not just in the digestive system that the healthy bacteria resides. It's all over the body. The bacteria is in the brain, everywhere, and is needed for so many different bodily functions. So those are the highlights of my anti-inflammatory diet. The last element is water. It's so important to stay hydrated with water and make sure that you're getting filtered, mineralized water. I have a Berkey from the British Berkfield company. They produced one of the world's most simplest technologies, most effective technologies. It's up there at the top of really fantastic water filtration at home, on the counter, cheap and easy, don't need to plug into any system type of filtration system. Absolutely important to hydrate ourselves fully. So I really hope that you enjoy the anti-inflammatory protocol that I'm going to share with you. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and you've got a lot out of it. And I invite you to play with and experiment with this new way of empowering and protecting your body, protecting it from invaders, building this resilience and strength so that you can really go out there with this abundance of energy and high vibe nutrients to fuel your exciting journey here on planet Earth. Thank you so much for tuning into this training video series. I am in deep gratitude. Until we connect again,